Hi there. So it finished 1-0 today for us in the Champions League against Shakhtar. Your thoughts on the game?
It was a good game. We started well. I think we set out well. There was a lot of intensity early on, which I really like to see after Saturday's disappointing Bournemouth result. You know, we had to come out of the blocks quickly. We did come out of the blocks quickly. We played well. We set the team out well, and it was a good. I think it was a good. In the first half, it was a good, solid performance. I think Jesus played well. I think, not to dig him out, Trossard was probably one of the only players that didn't quite perform as well as he should. Their goalkeeper in the first half had an absolute shocker. I think he was all over the place, and he was dreadful, and he could have cost them a couple of times. And then obviously Martinelli gets a lucky-ish. You know, listen, you take them shots. And you know, you hit him near the target, and you know, in this case it went in off the keeper. Did he mean it? You know, he hit the post, so it was on target enough, and it went that way. And then we came out in the second half, and it was a different team. I don't know what the situation is with Ben White, but it's obviously quite concerning, as well as Calafiori going off, and now we could be down to a complete and utter bare bones back four. So obviously if Ben White is an injury concern, and Calafiori, and it looks like Calafiori's picked up an injury enough to go off. Depends if Timber's fit, but we could be going with a back four of Kiwior and Gabriel in centre, Skelly and you know, maybe Zinchenko, but you know, which you have got to look at the weekend being quite scary. I thought at the end of the game David Raya pulled out an absolutely world-class save, one-handed, used his arm actually, and that's a really hard ball. That's dipping, curling, going in the bottom left-hand corner at a height which some would say is comfortable for a goalkeeper, but with that sort of dip and how it was coming down, it's a very, very hard save to make, especially with one hand. And you know, it was a very strong arm. You've seen goalkeepers get that wrong, and now end up in the back of the net. That goes in the back of the net, and this place is not going to be too happy. I thought the refereeing was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was, if I'm honest with you, a complete world apart from some of the diabolical refereeing that we have to put up with in the Premier League. I think they went to VAR straight away. They dealt with it straight away, very quick. It was a very quick process, and I just think the ref was very professional. I heard Arsenal fans disgruntled with some of the referees' decisions, but you're always going to get that. But for me, he did a very good job of keeping the game flowing, reffing the game and being fair, neutral, non-biased, and giving everyone the fair rub of the green as they should.
I was just looking at Marty's haircut for a minute. I was thinking, it's a nice haircut, isn't it?
I was waiting for him to catch your breath.
No, me personally, I just thought after, Saturday's performance against Bournemouth, I thought it was important for Arsenal to come here and give a performance. Do you know what I mean? It's all about how you respond. From my perspective, it was a little bit lacklustre for me. It was a little bit slow and a little bit flat, and the atmosphere weren't really that great. It was kind of like a typical Thursday night Europa League type sort of, if I'm being honest. And people left the stands. I don't mean to be negative, but I have to give my perspective. Martin gave a really good positive perspective, but from my perspective, it was just a little bit flat for me. And yeah, it's worrying because obviously Sunday we've got a big game against Liverpool. I just hope the fans are going to turn up, and I just hope that Arteta can set up a team that could, just prevent us from leaking a load of goals. Listen, we lost against Bournemouth, and I know it was against 10 men, but the way we were set up against Man City, when we went down to 10 men against them, it didn't happen against Bournemouth, and I wonder why. But tonight's performance, man, it was I was expecting like at least a 4-0, just to give the fans a bit of confidence and sort of, yeah, look, we're okay. There's nothing to worry about, but that's just me.
So. 100% on the same page as you. Sorry, Marty, man. I love your positivity.
I like the debate you coming on. The only thing is you like my haircut, and that's it. You come in absolutely caning me.
And he bought me a hot chocolate as well. Sorry,
no wonder I've got to be positive, because I've got these two wrapped around me.
No, your positive was spot on.
No, it's spot on. He's positive.
I rate
positive
that.
aspect.
And normally that's me. Yeah. However, I feel personally, we dominated the first half.
Yeah.
Second half, they was at us, and that shouldn't be happening. We should be dominating that game. We should be banging in 2-3 goals in that game. He didn't give enough chances to people like Ranieri. Should have come on, in my eyes. And his substitutions that he made, I'm a massive Arteta fan. I do not want to criticise him because every time I do, he's always proved me wrong. The guy's a genius and I love him to bits. However, he should have made changes. I feel he's bringing on defensive substitutions, we should bring on attacking substitutions. We should have got the extra goal. We should have finished them off. Which we didn't. There was not enough attacking intent in my eyes that we should have dominated the game and finished them off, which we didn't.
And I think it was also a game where I think Raheem Sterling, it was an opportunity for him to kind of show what he can do, and it wasn't quite convincing for me.
I'm intrigued to see why you guys. Yes, mate. How are you? All right. I'm intrigued to see why you guys think that we should have completely smashed and dominated, considering these guys were the Ukrainian Premier League champions last season.
Ukrainian Premier League.
No. Listen. They're champions. Champions are champions, and I understand there are levels to this Premier League game, but they're a legitimate Champions League club. They've always been.
Not mocking them as a team. They're a good team.
No. They're a very good team. They're a very good outfit. You know, you've got to understand that psychologically what these guys are battling from Ukraine. They've got a war going on in their country and they're coming over here to play ball game against, you know, probably arguably one of the biggest world clubs in world football, and they've come here and they've given a really good performance, and that's the sort of mentality that I'd expect out of these guys.
At the same time, they've travelled 12 hours to get here. They should be tired.
Why? They would have been here for 3 days. Come on, we ain't in a conference now, mate. This is Champions League football. They set them out.
They might have been playing the weekend at their club.
Well, no, but they come over here quickly. They're rested. They're professional. They are top level professional athletes. I get what you guys are saying. And
I feel like the referee, but you go toe to toe, mate.
I understand your point, but. You know, anyone to win any league in any, you know, to go on championship winning runs and forms to win championships, you've got to have something about you. Okay, they're I think fourth in their league at the moment. They've lost 2 games this season, but you know,
he's been doing his stats. He's been doing his own work. Go on.
I'll do my research.
Don't stop. Keep going.
This is good.
And if I think they're on 16
Don't forget
points.
to subscribe.
And they're playing. You know. Listen, I'm not saying I watch every game of theirs because I'd be lying if I said I've even watched the game. But statistically, what you've got to look at and the amount of times they've won their Ukrainian league, they're winners. And anyone that's into the habit of winning will go home all right and expect to win. Don't forget, they've got a big game. I think it's against Dynamo Kiev at the weekend.
Big game.
It's a big game. Dynamo Kiev. Listen, they're a big outfit.
We know about that. We do know about Dynamo.
Okay. Listen, they are. I mean, back in the day as well, especially they're a big European club, Dynamo Kiev.
Yeah, they are.
This guy knows his stuff.
He does.
He does.
For sure.
Put out the stats, man. Put out the stats.
So just trying to ask you one last thing. So just overall, with the start to the season, we lost that game to Bournemouth. There's been a lot of criticism, but we've had a really difficult start to the season. We look at the games we've played away. We're still right up there, right towards the top of the Premier League. We're only 4 points behind Liverpool. What is your thoughts overall on our start?
Do you think it's a difficult start? Do you think it's a bad
Man
start?
City away, Tottenham away, Aston Villa away.
And we got results.
Yeah, exactly.
We got results.
That's what I'm saying. So with that start,
I'm
we're
not
bearing in mind the games
down.
we played.
I'm not
Are you
down.
happy with how we started?
I think we've played.
I think we've done well.
I think we've played, apart from Liverpool away, I think we've played all the hard. You know, Aston Villa away was always going to be an interesting proposition. Listen, we've got Fulham away, and obviously we lost there last time. That's going to be a big mental game to get over. Yeah. And Fulham are a good outfit this season. I guarantee you they will finish in the top 10. We've got Smith Rowe and Reece Nelson, and they're playing well.
Boys doing their bits.
You know, this difficult start. We've done Villa away, we've done Tottenham away, and we've done City away, and we put in a huge defensive masterclass against Man City away. It was just, you know, a little concentration slip in literally the last second, but it was a great performance. That's a very hard game. It's a very hard game. We've got them lot all to come here, but listen, Premier League football, anyone can beat anyone, and it's a tough competition. So every game's tough. But I'm not worried, and especially if you look at, there were seasons when in the 1990 season, Liverpool were well in front. They were 14 points, I think, ahead at one point, and no one was worried then. But you looked at that team and you saw, and then obviously, you know, it goes on runs of form, and teams don't always just consistently. Man City are never going to win the league just for the rest of their life. It's just not going to. It's not going to happen. They're going to slip up at some point, and we're going to, it's just about putting runs together. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of doom and gloom and stuff. There doesn't need to be. This is a really exciting.
I think there's a lot of doom and gloom at Man United.
Yeah, but I think, if I'm honest with you, then maybe they're a manager or a few players away from turning it round. And you've got to understand as well. Look at Alex Ferguson, what happened there. For I think.
So it's not that bad, Arsenal fans.
4 or 5 seasons.
Any Arsenal fans, no, but there's some Arsenal fans, they're.
He was just about to get sacked, wasn't he?
It's still positive, man. One loss in 6 months.
It's still positive. It's still
really
positive.
Impressive.
Let's put those numbers into retrospect.
We played 3 games out of 8 with 10 men.
Yeah.
And we've only lost 1 game.
Right.
And we've had so many games away from home against the top teams, right? And we've only lost 1 game. Right?
There you go. There you go. Cool. And it was away from home.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's not doom and gloom. We lose 1 game, everyone's all at us.
And everyone's expecting.
Everyone's going to fall. No, we're good, man. We're strong, we're solid. We're missing 2 of our star players. In fact, we're going to be missing 3 of our star players soon, and we're still putting results together. We're still good. We're comfortable. Come again in 3 weeks, and then ask me again.